And this is what the Christians believe, okay? So let's talk about Jesus. So Christians, mystics, believe that there's a way through Jesus to connect fully with the divine. Okay? And this is the idea of the Christ consciousness. Okay, so I'm going to explain slowly how this works, but it's very complicated, okay? So interrupt me if this is confusing. All right. So what's important to understand is that we're not just passive observers of reality, we're active participants in reality. That's why Kant teaches us, okay? So as we are receiving all these vibrations, we ourselves are vibrating, okay, through our imagination. Does that make sense? So as we are receiving information, which allows us to create memories, we then implant our memories into this consciousness, which changes the universe. So think of the internet, right? You have a computer, you have a laptop. It works because it connects to the internet. It's receiving information from the internet, but then you change this information, it goes back into the internet, okay? So through memories, through the construction of memories, you are participating in the universe, okay? All right, but another metaphor that we can use is think of an ocean. Think of an ocean, right? And all these pebbles are dropping in the ocean, which creates vibrations. You are that pebble, okay? And your role in the world is to create as much of a splash as possible, okay? To vibrate. The Greeks have a term for this called eudaimonia, which is the purpose of life is to be your creative best, to flourish, to blossom, to imagine, to vibrate as much as possible, okay? So what is important is that if we all at the same time imagine something to be true, it becomes true. Okay? So who's the most famous person in the world? Jesus, right? So Jesus is immortal, he's eternal because there are 2 billion people in the world who love him, who imagine him all the time, who believe that he's part of their lives. And because of their imagination, Jesus is still with us today, but he's at a high vibration, okay? All right? So he's a high vibration, Jesus. Then the question is, how do you resurrect Jesus? How do you bring him back? And the answer is by making your body a vessel for Jesus to return in, okay? Your body can become a portal for Jesus to inhabit, to possess, if you welcome Jesus through certain spiritual practices, okay, including love, generosity, forgiveness. All right? If someone killed your son, you may hate that person, but if you're able to forgive that person and show true forgiveness, because listen, if someone killed my children, I'd be pissed off, okay? I would hate that person forever. But if you're able to yourself forgive that person of your own free choice, you open yourself up to divinity, okay? And this divinity can now flow into you. And this is what we call the Christ consciousness, or the second coming of Jesus. So if you are a Christian, you believe the second coming, that Jesus will return. And Christian mystics believe that, yes, he can always return if you open your heart to Jesus. But you have to construct your body, your mind, your conscience in a way that allows for Jesus to inhabit you. Okay? So this is the secret of the universe. The world, the universe, exists in our consciousness. The consciousness is what's real. The material is what's false. And as we imagine, we participate in the universe, we change the universe. And we focus on a certain reality, that reality becomes manifest. It becomes reality itself. Okay? And by living in the memories of others, we become immortal like Jesus. And by constructing our lives in a way that allows for Jesus to return, we can resurrect Jesus in ourselves. Okay, so that's a good secret of the universe. This is a secret to immortality, reincarnation, and godhood. Okay, these three things. And most of us will fail. But it's okay because why? Because our consciousness is forever. So reincarnation means that when we die, we can escape back into the spiritual, and then maybe 1,000 years later, we come back. Okay, so it's a constant cycle where we're trying to achieve these three things: immortality, reincarnation, and godhood. And the secret is love, powering our imagination, okay? We're here to imagine things. Okay, so this is a great secret of the universe. This is a secret that religions have passed on through thousands of years of human history, and which schools, science, government, all the powers that be try to suppress because it is a direct threat to this reality. Okay? This reality is false, but they want to make it real because they derive power from this reality. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Okay? Everything that you've been taught in school, everything that you've learned in science class, it is complete and utter nonsense. This is what's true. Okay? Okay, so now that we understand all of this, we can also understand the great books. Because what I will show you this semester is, if you truly want to achieve these three things, immortality, reincarnation, godhood, the secrets lies in the great books. The great books are constructed in a way that allows you to access the entire secrets of the universe. Okay? So, what the great books are, it is a capturing of the universe in a state. And as a result, there's a universe within the great books. And by embracing the great books, by letting the great books come into you, and then you enter the great books, you have the capacity to travel in a new universe, but you also have the capacity now to create your own universe. And that's what the great books are. Okay? They are the secret of what it means to be human. And they provide the secret of how to be truly, fully human. All right? And what we'll do is this. This is not meant to be, okay, a semester later on, like 3 months from now, oh, you'll be immortal, you'll be God. No, that's not the way it works, okay? What I will show you is a path. But it's up to you to focus and sacrifice yourself on this path into enlightenment. Okay? Metaphor, a simple analogy is, everyone knows swimming is the best exercise in the world, right? Well, if I just say, go swim, doesn't mean you learn how to swim in one day. It'll take you decades to learn how to swim really well. We all know meditation is really good for you, right? But it'll take you decades to fully learn how to meditate well. Okay, so this is a journey that is lifelong. But it's a journey that requires sacrifice. It's a journey that requires you to fully learn the great books. I can't teach you all the great books. I can't teach you all the secrets of the great books. I can only give you a framework. Okay? And you must abandon this material reality that is false, okay? Abandon money, power, sex, fame, and focus on embracing the great books. And when you do that, the universe comes into you, okay? Christians want to be possessed by Jesus. They want Jesus to enter them and resurrect Jesus, create the Christ consciousness in them. What we want to do is we want to welcome the greatest minds of human civilization, the prophets of our time, the prophets of humanity, including Homer, Plato, Dante, Kant, into our consciousness so that we can be fully human. Okay? So we're going to do what the Christians want to do, but instead of Jesus, we'll have Homer, Dante, Kant, Plato, and anyone else you want, okay? Like, it's your choice who you want to come and possess you, who want to come and enter you. Okay? I will teach you the power, the secret to resurrect Homer and Dante inside of follow you. But again, first of all, it's your choice. Second of all, you must abandon the world to do this. And third of all, you must dedicate your entire life to doing this, okay? So this class, it's just meant to be a sample, okay? But it's not meant to provide all the answers.